the hell did I just watch? No, seriously, is this an animated CW show? If it is, fine, but please take the Gundam branding off of it. This episode tries to be all drama, but fails because, to be dramatic, you have to take the story seriously, and this show can't do that. The writers don't have enough talent to tell a good story, and the drama falls very flat. Sadly, when drama, especially melodrama, is done poorly, it just becomes a joke. So let's see just how funny this week's joke actually is. This time, the cold open is less than a minute long. It continues the conversation from the end of the previous episode, with Prospera telling Miorine that she must become the president. Moreover, Prospera says that Mary Suletta's role will be finished after one more duel if Miorine agrees to complete Quiet Zero. After episode 16, I started wondering why Prospera needs Miorine to be president. More than that, why does Prospera need her at all? Is it financing? Because Prospera was able to build a Gundam with no major, known financial support. Does the Bennett Group have servers she needs to reach? Because I get the feeling an overpowered Ariel could easily break into a server room. I get the feeling this is just a plot hole. There isn't anything Miorine has that Prospera needs. I don't know what being a corporate president would give that Prospera doesn't have the power to take. I shouldn't be so obsessed with this, but it is a core aspect of our paper-thin plot. After the opening, we see Miorine wake up and is instantly greeted by Mary Suletta. You can tell that Mio is still upset about Mary Suletta admitting that she would kill for her mother. Mio asks if she would give up the Ariel, and obviously Mary Suletta wouldn't. We are also reminded that Mio's birthday is coming up, which doesn't bode well for her survival chances. Then we are back with the Bennett Group, as Shattuck starts to offer Gundam research to Pell if he becomes president. This includes control over Gundam Inc. However, we cut away from that because things need to get hardcore CW. First, Elon physically assaults Mary Suletta in order to make her give him the Ariel. Strangely, Mary Suletta is saved. I know, right? God forbid anything bad happened to our lead. Anyhow, Duel comes in to give Elon a brief beatdown, causing Elon to flee from the garden. Duel and Mary Suletta have a heart-to-heart conversation where Duel explains he wants to save his dad's company and will be leaving the school shortly. At the same time, he also confesses to Mary Suletta properly, which she denies because of her precious someone. Unbeknownst to both, Miorine is eavesdropping, and when their moment ends, she walks up and demands a duel for her birthday. More than that, she wants Duel to win, so that Jeturk Industries will strengthen Gundam Inc., so that Mio has a better chance of becoming the president of the Bennett Group. All this comes together, of course, because the show is highly contrived. This season has been heavily focused on Miorine and her place in the Bennett Group's drama. I'm not sure where they are taking her, but her reduced reliance on Mary Suletta and her pushback against Prospera are slowly earning her points in my book. She's still a spoiled brat, but if this continues the way it should, we might see some character growth. That is what I would say, if not for the remainder of the episode. It took less than the length of one episode to make me start to like a character, then immediately despise her. Way to go, writers. A new record. Back to the show, and I have no words. Yeah, it's the same duel preparation we've seen before, twice, between Duel and Mary Suletta. However, this time the person presiding is a background character holding a Haro. The Haro does all the talking. If the show can't even take its duel seriously, then why should I? I know this should be a dramatic moment, and the Haro ruins it, despite being one of the best, if not the best, anime mascots of all time. Seriously, I'm a big Haro fan. We see Mio and Duel talk for a bit after that scene, and Mio talks about why she is doing this, and how she wants Mary Suletta to be happy in a world where she doesn't need a Gundam. because of course everything has to do with the star of the show. God forbid this had anything to do with Miorine's character growth. More than that, we see that Prospera and Miorine are planning to sabotage Mary Suletta in the duel. Duel, on the other hand, cuts his hair short and gets cheers from the Jaturk house as he attempts to fight once more with the Delabrade. We also see Guel reacting with stress upon getting into his mobile suit. This is actually a nice touch to show how Guel has been affected by his father's death and the events of episode 15. We also see various people reacting to the duel, but more than that, we see that Elon 5 has joined the same group as Nika. Well, that was fast, and it is played for laughs, because, again, we can't take anything seriously in this show. Finally, we get the duel. The last one, if Prospera is to be believed. It brings so much tension and drama when you know a fight is fixed. Well, the fight goes as we were told it would go. The writers try to make some drama out of Guel's PTSD and Mary Suletta charging her super cannon. But when you know the fix is in, it is impossible to care. The episode comes to a close with the aerial shutting down and Mary Suletta losing, without Guel having to do much of anything. Of course, the only way Mary Suletta could ever lose is through cheating. After all, her victories have nothing to do with skill. It's just the story pushing her forward until she reaches the end. Also, pro tip for writing drama: don't let the audience know someone has been sabotaged until after they lose. That way, the betrayal will have more impact. Unsurprisingly, Miorine goes to check on Mary Suletta and reveals that the fight was rigged. Mio tells Mary Suletta that she was a good shield and that she doesn't need her anymore. Mary Suletta has a tantrum as we fade to credits. It is presented in a way that I should care. But how can I care about a one-dimensional Mary Sue with nothing to make her grow or become a fully realized person? The writers forget that Mary Sue-type characters aren't relatable. One cannot root for a person who never loses, a person never challenged, a person devoid of personality. If they wanted to go this route, then it had to have been done sooner to change Mary Suletta into a real character. If they wanted to give the audience an emotional shock, then perhaps Mary Suletta should have fired her super cannon and killed Guel. However, that would be taking a risk with the story, and the writers wouldn't do that. After all, this show is the safest route for a writer to take. Just knock off something popular. I briefly covered this in my discussion about Season 1, but I think it bears deeper discussion. In Revolutionary Girl Utena, we see the growing feelings between Utena and the Rose Bride, Anthe. Near the end of Season 1, Utena loses a duel and Anthe becomes the bride for a different student. We then see how empty Utena's life becomes as she misses Anthe and gives up her dream of becoming a prince. However, her friend Wakaba stands by Utena and pushes her to regain her self-confidence and win Anthe back. Utena wins the following duel, giving the first season a happy ending. More than that, it shows the audience how much Anthe means to Utena, and their relationship will continue to grow over the next 2 seasons. This is what Witch from Mercury wishes it was, but it will never be worthy enough to wear a duelist ring. Utena was a fully realized character, with depth of emotion, a tragic backstory, and the desire to become a heroic person, a prince, as it is said in the series. Anthe begins with limited personality, and with Utena's help, grows into one of the most likable characters in the show. Their relationship is a core focus of the show, a show that still takes time to delve into the issues other students are facing. The characters feel like real people, and the audience feels for them as they win, lose, laugh, cry, and face personal challenges. That's one of the many reasons why Utena is great, and this knockoff sucks. Even if I had never seen Utena, that wouldn't change the quality of Witch from Mercury. A bad show is a bad show, no matter what else has been made. However, when the bad show is a knockoff of a good show, it becomes very apparent very quickly. This show, like a poorly made melodrama, is only good to laugh at. And that's where the bad writing has taken me. From anger to laughter. Because if I didn't laugh at this dumpster fire, then I'd probably cry. Well, next episode is the halfway mark of the season. And I can't wait, because the sooner this dumpster fire is over, the sooner I can review something good. Until next time, thank you for joining me on this journey, and I'll see you at the tavern.